Hey, wake up. Ready for some spiritual manna? Hello and welcome to the Good Info Cafe, where multiple intelligences meet each day. I'm JK. Today as it is in heaven, on earth as it is in heaven. Okay, so Shekinah, original song, and I just reworked some of the lyrics, so some of it's very fresh. Shekinah, 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 daytime doze, my eyes closed and I see you. Light shines through the window and on to you. Shekinah, I love you dearly. Shekinah, I see you clearly. Shekinah, Shekinah, darkness calls, heavy lids fall, then I see you. Morning breaks, I wake, and you're in my arms. Shekinah, I love you dearly. Shekinah, I see you clearly. Shekinah, Shekinah, all right, welcome to the Good Info Cafe, and where multiple intelligences meet each day. I have to be very careful with this beautiful museum piece that also needs to be played. That's my gut guitar, great Uncle Tony gut guitar, and I think I'm going to be standing for this whole video today. And there's Old City Jerusalem, which, yeah, that's how you see it. I've shown it wrong in the past. That's Old City. That's the Temple Mount. Where is the Temple Mount? Temple Mount right here. Mount of Olives. The current Mount Zion, but it was really here where the city of David, ancient Jerusalem's down here. And there is an amazing thing about ancient Jerusalem that I can't announce right now. Jaffa Gate, Damascus Gate over here, south, west, east, towards over Mount of Olives, and then to the Dead Sea. The lowest place on earth is at the Dead Sea, and Jericho's up here, and Bethlehem's down here. I'm learning my geography. And there you have it. And that's the hope of me and many followers of the way. So, great discussion with Brent. And here's the menu for today at the Good Info Cafe. Let's see what I can get to and say. So I do have some notes here, and they're all over the place, just like usual. And so I'm going to be moving around. So, oh yeah, I have to be here. So I'm going to record just Shekinah as a standalone video. And also I plan to upload that hopefully today, but soon, if not today, so that there'll be this video with explanation and the question of the day, the grading, okay, here we go. So all the regular stuff at the Good Info Cafe, and then just Shekinah by itself. I wrote that song 1984-ish, and but I just did about a 25% what I think was an improvement to the song. So here, lemonade that I put in here so you could see the lemonade. And it's, why is it like? Because it's cut. Because all lemonade is way too sugary for me. I'm a diabetic and a celiac. I shed blood every day when I test my blood sugar on my fingers. I prick my finger and blood comes out, and I stick it on the stick, and it tells me how much sugar is in my blood. So I have to do it with my mind and artificially. But thank God for insulin, because I would probably be dead if there wasn't insulin. So thank you for all those scientists back in Toronto, I think it was, in the 1920s, Banting, somebody like that, and maybe even McGill University. Anyway, thank you, and the development. And they did get insulin from pigs. Now it's synthetic, most of it. All right, get your, let's, the five senses. It smells great. Lemons are one of the greatest smells in the world. Lemons. And it feels nice and cool. And it looks a little murky. It doesn't look so good. And I can hear it. So here we go. Here we go. So, the question of the day. Oh, I want to get to the writing of this song. So I was taking a nap. So that's the lyric, daytime doze, D-O-Z-E. Or D-O-S-E? No, that's doze. So doze, D-O-Z-E. I was dozing off in the house that I grew up in, but I was in my early 20s and going to school, University of Maryland, to get my degree in popular music and American culture. That was my degree at the University of Maryland. It was independent studies, and I created my own major, popular music and American culture, the creation, performance, and history, something like that. And that's what I got my degree in 86. And that's my college ring right there. And they gave you choices. Herff Jones, I think it is. We want this. So I said a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and I created my own ring. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so I'm sleeping, and so how do I say it? Okay, so Brent Sheneman and I had a great talk almost a week ago, and I'm evolving the understanding of this channel based on that. Oh, and also honoring Jenny. I know for George, he can't talk. It's hard for George to talk about Jenny, and he doesn't wear this because I don't know the why, but he just, it's hard for him to talk about George Webb. So, task force, Jenny, may the task force and God be with you. Thank you, whoever created this. I still haven't confirmed who created this, so if you know who did, let me know. Book of Revelations. So the channel, as Disco Winter was pleased to hear that I'm going to be focusing on Book of Revelations in the sense that end of an age, end times, end of days, the biblical one, but you can see everyone wants to be a part of it. So we only have 12, what's her name, AOC, whatever her name is, Cortez says 12 years to live. I know other people with climate change say 2 to 5 years. So they're all getting into the act that the scriptures have been talking about for 3,000 years. The Bible started being written in 1500 maybe, so 3,500 years by 40 different authors. It stopped around the 400s, and then the New Testament started in the 1 AD, first century. So where am I? So we had this great talk, Brent. And so I'm honoring Jenny and how the current events relate to prophecy, ones that have already been fulfilled and ones have yet to be fulfilled, and how we can be prepared, whether you accept Jesus as the only way or you look at there's other ways. How's that, Brent? The greens, no, the yellows and the reds. I can tell the difference. I'm colorblind also. I can tell the difference between red and gold or something like that. So the golds, the ones who accept Jesus as the only way, and then what was the other color? The reds, who say there's not just one way of Jesus, that kind of thing. So, how's that, Brent? Instead of going believers and non-believers, it's the golds and the reds or something like that. The ones and the zeros. And we can be the zeros. I say Jesus is the only way. So we can say we're the zeros, so it makes you guys sound better, the ones, I don't know. Anyway, we're all in this together, and everyone is welcome who, I know I'm jumping around, who isn't arrogant, doesn't make comments and then try to sabotage what we're doing. So people who believe Jesus is the only way and people who believe there's more than that can still get along and help each other, help the believers answer tough questions, and then the others answer. So understand that we're going to have questions for those who don't think Jesus is the only way. You have to defend that just as much as we have to. It's going to be equal. So anyway, I did go over those before, but the ones who aren't welcome, those two categories, that's just a way of defining and saying where I'm at, so you know my bias, is that in those groups, anyone who's arrogant is not welcome, even if you believe Jesus is the only way. If you get judgmental, you're not welcome. And if it is too much, we give people a chance, but sometimes it'll be clear that they're not helping anything, and I will block them. Or eventually, if I do live streams or whatever, I have some great regulars, supporters, who can also be monitors. Brent, Sean, etc. And so virtues who get on here to try to say how great they are. A lot of Christian types do that. Attack the messenger. It's the concepts to deal with. So I'm jumping around. So I was sleeping, and just a wondrous feeling and a wondering feeling. So it wasn't like it was just all part of the times when I was sleeping. I was in and out, dozing, right? Daytime doze, eyes closed, and you're in my dreams. So during that partial nap of that day, it was the sun light shines through the window and onto you. So I'm going with the spiritual and the physical, but I never did. And then what do I say? The second verse, nighttime calls, heavy lids fall, then I see you. So my lids were getting heavy, it's getting dark, and I fell back asleep. So nap time was a day where I got all my work done, and I think I was up late the night before. It might have been a Saturday, and the mid-'80s. And then I wake up, morning breaks, I wake, and you're in my arms. No, there wasn't a physical, full-on body there. So I'm clarifying it, but it was a powerful experience. And the sensing God's presence was huge, and it turned into this song. It was so powerful that I spent time, weeks, writing this song. That was a time where I couldn't write songs as quickly. So Brent and our discussion was about these people who talk about, I was this way and then I saw God and then everything changed. I'm more, and Sean mentioned that too, I want to clarify that I have had experiences like that, but there isn't one where that was the moment, and because things did change when I wrote Shekinah, and I felt the presence of God. I don't know where I got that. I can't remember where I got the word Shekinah. That came to me. I must have seen it somewhere. I grew up in a very significant Jewish population in Montgomery County, Maryland, and Bethesda, Maryland. Tons of friends. It didn't matter. We didn't talk, you're Jewish, you're Catholic. It was clear because when it came to basketball tryouts, they were really confident. They had been going to basketball camps from young ages with each other. I'm saying that the Jewish people, my grade, and we had more athletic ability than non-Jews did. Yes, and yet we didn't have the confidence. So it was, anyway, it's very interesting. Great guys. Glenn Kotz, Glenn Rosansky, Michael Kay, Danny Banner, Dave Silver, Lori Lassen, had a big crush on her. Sue Dandy, and I don't know if she was Jewish. Anyway, I'm getting off again. Shekinah, so that will explain where that came from somewhere. And I did go to some bar mitzvahs. Sussman, I went to Danny Sussman, no, not Danny Sussman, Neil Sussman. I think I went to his bar mitzvah in Bethesda at the synagogue or wherever it was. So I write this song. I felt, so things changed there. And another time in my life where I had a powerful experience was when I came across Keith Green, and then huge, and I'm getting goosebumps, his original song called Easter Song. And it's a powerful song. Yes, it's about, hear the bells ringing, they're singing, born, you can be born again. The angels. So it is about Jesus being the only way. It doesn't say that, but it's Jesus. But what a song! And Keith Green is Elton John, Keith Green, whoever the other big time, Barry Manilow, more powerful than a Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow is more pop and fun, not as deep. Keith Green, deep, maybe deeper than Elton John, but Elton John's pretty deep too. Incredible. Look him up. Easter Song. That got me closer to God. And then I did do an altar call with Lauren L. Harris back in the late 80s. The mighty fortress is our God. The mighty fortress is our God. He's way up there. He's an incredible tenor. And I was with my then fiance or girlfriend, my now wife, and I went up and there she was right next to me. She did the altar call, though she's more Unitarian now. And anyway, that was a powerful experience. Seeing Wintley Phipps talk about a child that do love Jesus. Here's one. Talk about a child that do love Jesus. Here's one. Hearing Wintley Phipps sing live was powerful. That was at Georgetown University Law School auditorium, I think. All right, back in the late 80s. Powerful experiences, but not one. And I have a sense that I always felt God around and appreciated who Jesus was, but didn't have an adult appreciation. But even from the youngest age, from as long as I can remember, I always felt a part of that. But in my 20s, I got a Quran and read the Quran and the Bhagavad Gita, philosophy, Plato. Plato definitely affected Christianity, so you call it Christian Platonism or whatever, Christian Platonism, which is not the true Christianity or the way. Anyway, I'm preaching because I have a birthmark in the shape of Old City Jerusalem on my thigh, right above the knee, on my right thigh above the knee. What am I supposed to do with that? It's having a powerful effect on me. It's gotten me closer to God. I pray for Jerusalem and Israel every day. And I've just learned so much more. I learned that Jacob might have been anywhere from 14 to 37 years old. He might have been in his 30s. Isaac. When Abram, the future Abraham, he was an Abram in U-R, was bringing him to Mount Moriah, to where, right there on my thigh, where Old City Jerusalem is. You can't really see it, but I've shown it in other videos. Oh, there it is. So I cut it out, so it's not perfect, but that basically gives you an idea. That's Old City Jerusalem today, and that's my birthmark. So that's a huge part of this channel. And so I've gotten deeper and deeper, and I do believe that Jesus is the only way. I'm almost 100% there, but open to discussion. I really hope that Z, that's somebody I recently met who said she would come to the channel. Brilliant and open. Critical thinking, creative thinking is welcome here. Not that other stuff, and you know what that other stuff is. That's not welcome here. So I think I got that across. Well, I have notes here, so let me just check my notes. Not one, okay, welcome, not welcome, I'm saying that. The posters, okay. So the question of the day. So there's a phrase, Yishkeni, not pronouncing it right necessarily. Yishkeni means let God kiss me. So in the Shekinah, it really was an intimate experience. I'm lying there, I'm too tired to get up, and then the light coming through the window, and it enveloped me, and I woke up in the morning, it felt like God was right in my arms, and there's more to it. And then proskunio, I don't know, but it's a Greek word from the Septuagint, the original Greek, means to kiss God. So, if that's the case, here's my big question. This is a big question. At what time? 22. Thinks this will go to 30 minutes, and then I'm going to upload the almost just like 2 minutes 53 seconds of Shekinah, just by itself. This is huge. So, Yishkeni, a Hebrew word, to let God kiss me, or the divine kiss, and proskunio, Greek word for to kiss God. It's in the Bible. So, and then now my song Shekinah. And by the way, I was watching TV yesterday, and it talked about the women's NBA, or the Basketball Association. Shekinah Smithfield wins a contest or something. A basketball player. She's 6'2", and her name is Shekinah, but spelled a little bit differently. But it looks like it's Shekinah. Shekinah, just yesterday. Yes, when you're doing something, you're more in tune to it. That was interesting. Wonder if she's connected at all with Shekinah from the Hebrew word, which is not in the Bible, but the concept is the glory of God, the presence of God is, and then that word came later, rabbinical literature, to name that. Anyway, this is an important question. And Brent, I think you're going to like this one. Sean, I want commenters on this question. If it talks about let God kiss me, Yishkeni, proskunio, to kiss God, that was intimate Shekinah. Is God always have to have a gender and be male? Because I don't want to be kissing, I don't feel like I'm kissing a male or was intimate with a male during the song Shekinah. And I know there's a lot of Christian Pharisees and Christian Sadducees who will go after me. No problem. I'm ready. And this is not, as Keith Green would say, it's not this is not churchianity. It's not churchianity. It's, for me, Jesus, for others, an openness to what the world is and trying to figure things out. Not churchianity. Nothing wrong with church, the real church. And I never want to make somebody believe in a certain way. It's very personal. So that was another thing that came up with me and Brent. Very personal, so I never want to make. But I am not going to back down from what my beliefs are and where I stand, because then I'm ready to back them and say, okay, maybe I'm wrong. And I'll say, Jesus is the only way, maybe I'm wrong. How's that for discussion and true information literacy? So, so my question is, if Yeshkeni, let God kiss me, proskunyo, to kiss God, intimacy with God, the divine kiss, I don't feel that I'm kissing a male God when that's going on. And Shekinah can sometimes mean the feminine presence of God. Not in the Bible, so I will go with what the Bible says and what God put in us, because we have it on our hearts. Now the grade, I'm going to give a grade to all of humanity since the fall, since Adam and Eve ate the fruit. Not necessarily an apple, probably not an apple, because I don't think they had apples in the Garden of Eden, which also there are theories that the Garden of Eden started in where Jerusalem is now. On Mount Moriah or near there, the Gihon Springs is, the Bible says there were 4 rivers. At the confluence of the 4 rivers, just a beautiful place, whatever you think of as a most lush, wonderful place. Brent Shedeman, that garden, it was everything, and the lion was with the sheep, and all things were, you get it. There were 4 rivers, and the Gihon was one of them, and the Gihon Springs is still in Jerusalem. And the thing, and Sean, I'll tell you privately this information, because I can't say it, because there's others involved, but it has to do with the Gihon Springs, the city of David, ancient Jerusalem. It's blow me away, blow me away. Oh, I'm connected to the city of David, where King David conquered the Jebusite city of Jerusalem, Salem, the original one, Melchizedek, and Abraham met. I got so much to talk, but I want to get to about 30. So I'm grading all the maybe 42 billion, 17 billion, everyone who's ever lived. I'm giving a grade of about a C. Because no, it's not over. We have a chance, but we can do a lot better. The God you are waiting for is waiting for you. The God you are waiting for is waiting for you. On me, one other amazing, there's one other amazing thing, and Sean, I'll tell you, because you did say, oh, you look forward to hearing. And I think that's, I want to show this, right, so everybody has a belief system, I might go over, has a belief system and a way of life. So those who attack because it's religion, that's because it's organized, and so then it can be attacked, and then they hide, and they don't say where their beliefs are. Everyone's got them, and people can figure them out also. So people who aren't going to be willing to talk about their belief system or way of life are not welcome, ultimately, unless they're open, but they're not, anyway. Conception, age of reason. So since about age of 7, that's when people in general start to develop their belief system and way of life. And the older you are, the more you're responsible for this. So people who believe Jesus is the only way, and then people who believe in another way, maybe his way and other ways. And what's the goal? To get to heaven, paradise, God, to commune with God, and avoid hell. That's a big goal for me. And I think that's it. Pretty much. Yeah, I'm just going to give a quick tour of the posters. So this is a big system for here. This is how I grade everybody and did when I was a teacher. And I can be held to these standards. And so I think that's it so far. I think that's it so far. The Serenity Prayer is huge. There it is. So you can pause that, I guess. And 4 types of love. Agape. And any discussion, sometimes when people are saying, unrealistic things. They're talking about heaven or hell, but earth is a combination of the two. So any discussion, those are factors. And then here's the multiple intelligences. All right, I think that's it. I think that's it. So far. Thank you for coming today. I'm going to put up a video of just Shekinah. Oh, so Norman, this is a chord that's a little different from the B minor 7, and then it's a B add 4. B minor add 4. And it's just E minor 7th, to A minor 7th, and then it's a B minor 7th or the B add 4, and a G major, D, and then it's this. That's to the A minor 7th. So it's C. So it's C major, then C sus4, then C sharp 4, and then A minor 7. Shekinah, I love you dearly.